بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello everyone, I'm your English teacher today. Today, inshallah, we are gonna take Flying High 2 for the second level of the secondary stage. Today, inshallah, our lesson will be Unit 7, Lesson 3. House and home. House and home. Our objectives are: develop the unit topic, street life. 2. Expose students to colloquial spoken discourse. 3. Teach used to and would. 4. Develop listening, reading, and writing skills. These are our objectives today. Now, go to page 62, lesson 3. Street scenes. Street scenes. This is the barcode if you want to enter it. Here, do you know what's the meaning of street scenes? Street scenes, it means the views we can see in the street, anything we can see in the street. Buildings, neighbors, markets, houses, and so on. Everything in the street. Here you have two photographs, two pictures. Compare the two scenes above. Here we have two scenes from streets. Compare between the two photographs. Decide which, compare between the two photographs. What are the similarities and the differences between them? Here we have two photographs. They are taken from streets. They are street scenes. As you can see here, we have in the first one, houses in the street. In front of these houses, we can see gardens also. And in the second one, we can see a building full of apartments, small apartments or flats. Also, we can see balconies. They have balconies. And what do you can see also in these pictures? What do you can see? Yeah, small areas. Maybe they have also play gardens, and so on. These are the two photographs. Now, go to B. Listen to two people talking about where they live. Decide which of the areas in the photographs they live in, and list the things in the area they mention. Compare your answers compare your answers with the listening again. Okay, here you will listen to a conversation. Listen to the conversation. Listen here.
Unit 7, Lesson 3.
Morning, Mrs. Solano. How are you today?
Oh, hi, Sandra. Okay, but the lift's not working again.
Oh, no. And I have a load of shopping. Let's sit outside for a while.
It's nice here, but I miss my garden. I used to have a nice garden.
A garden? Really? So you lived here before they built the apartments?
Yes. Look, here's a photo of the street before they developed it. The houses were small, but there was more contact with people.
I know what you mean. I've lived in my apartment 3 years, and I've only met 2 people.
I used to see my neighbors almost every day. The kids would always play in the street, except in winter.
Really? Well, we have the play area, but it's not a very pleasant place for the kids to play.
You're so right. The apartments are very functional, but for older people, it's quite lonely sometimes.
I can imagine. Well, I like it here, but I've always lived in apartments. They're easy to keep clean, and they're cheaper than houses. The supermarket is really convenient, too. Still, I'd love to have a garden.
Yes, we used to have some nice flowers and an apple tree in ours.
Okay, let's see if the lift is working, and you can come up and have a cup of coffee.
Thanks. I'd love to.
Okay, now
Unit 7, Lesson 4.
after listening to the talking, go back to the lesson. Listen after you listen to this. Where did you think they are living? Where they live? Yes, they are living in an apartment, and they mentioned some things in the area. Okay, now listen to the conversation again and take the points about the neighborhood you hear mentioned. Okay, again you will listen. Try to take the correct answers.
Unit 7, Lesson 3.
Morning, Mrs. Solano. How are you today?
Oh, hi, Sandra. Okay, but the lift's not working again.
Oh, no. And I have a load of shopping. Let's sit outside for a while.
It's nice here, but I miss my garden. I used to have a nice garden.
A garden? Really? So you lived here before they built the apartments?
Yes. Look, here's a photo of the street before they developed it. The houses were small, but there was more contact with people.
I know what you mean. I've lived in my apartment 3 years, and I've only met 2 people.
I used to see my neighbors almost every day. The kids would always play in the street, except in winter.
Really? Well, we have the play area, but it's not a very pleasant place for the kids to play.
You're so right. The apartments are very functional, but for older people, it's quite lonely sometimes.
I can imagine. Well, I like it here, but I've always lived in apartments. They're easy to keep clean, and they're cheaper than houses. The supermarket is really convenient, too. Still, I'd love to have a garden.
Yes, we used to have some nice flowers and an apple tree in ours.
Okay, let's see if the lift is working, and you can come up and have a cup of coffee.
Thanks. I'd love to.
Okay, now after
Unit
listening.
7, Lesson 4.
طيب.
Okay, after listening to the talking again, try to answer these questions. They are living in the apartments. Before the apartments, the building, there were small houses before the apartments. Okay? Okay, now, so they used to live in small houses in the street before they have built these buildings. Okay, now put or take the points about the neighborhood you hear they mentioned. Okay, number 1, the lift sometimes breaks down. The lift sometimes breaks down. Is it correct? Yes, that's right. So take number 1. Children played in the street when there were houses. It's correct also. There's a lot of gravity in the apartments. No, we didn't hear this one. 4, you don't meet many people in the apartment building. Yes, they have mentioned this one, number 4. 5, there were lots of shops on the old street. Have they mentioned this one? Also, we don't know. Number 6, the old houses had small gardens. Yes, they have mentioned this one. 7, the play area at the apartments isn't very nice. Yes, they have mentioned this one also. The last one, the apartments have only 1 bedroom each. We didn't hear this one. They didn't mention this point. Okay? Now, go please to the grammar builder. Used to and would. First of all, used to and would reverse to the past. Go to A. Look at examples 1 to 3 from the conversation in exercise 1. Okay, go to exercise 1. This is exercise 1. Look to the examples from 1 to 3. Okay. Choose the correct words to complete the explanations. I used here, you can read it here. Okay, I used to see my neighbors almost every day. This refers to a habit state. What does it refer to? To a habit or state in the past. Used to see my neighbors every day. This refers to habit, something you do it every day or every week, something you repeated it again and again. We can't replace used to with would. Can we replace it with would? Can we remove used to and put instead would? No, we can't. We can't replace used to with, we can put would. Okay, we can put would instead of used to. Number 2, the kids would always play on the street except in the winter. Except in the winter they can play in the street. This refers to a habit, state in the past, or a state in the past. What do you think? This refers to a habit, okay? In the past, they used to or always play on the street. Can we replace would with used to? The kids used to play on the street except in the winter. Can we replace it? Yes, we can. Yes, excellent. 3, I used to have a nice garden. I used to have a nice garden. This refers to a habit or a state in the past. Is it something repeated or something fact about me in the past? Yes, it refers to a state in the past. We can't replace used to with would. Can we replace it or not? No, we can't. So when it refers to a habit, we can replace used to with would and would with used to. But when it refers to a state, we can't replace used to with would. Is it clear? Okay. Now, move on to B. In each sentence, decide if it's possible to use either would or used to or only used to. Okay. Number 1, at my grandma's house, we used to or would eat a lot of cake. Can we use used to and would? Can we use them? Yes, Yes, I can use used to and also would. So at number 1, we can use both. Number 2, we used to or would live in an apartment. What can we use here? We can use used to, just used to. Number 3, when we were children, we used to or would go swimming every weekend. What should we use? Can I put used to? Yes. Can I put what? Would? Also yes. So we can use both of them. 4, Grandpa used to or would walk down the street every evening and say hello to everyone. What can we use for this one? We can use used to and also would. So we can use both. I will put B. The last one, did Mrs. Solano used to or would Mrs. Solano belong to the local residents association? Used to. Put used to. Okay, these are the answers. Now, move on to the next page, page 63. Read the article and match the photograph to one of the paragraphs. Okay, this photograph matched with the one of the paragraphs. Which country was the photograph taken in? Guess the names of the other 3 places in the article. Okay, I want you to match the photograph with one of these paragraphs. Also, try to guess after reading each paragraph where is the place. Also, try to answer for A and B, and try to write a paragraph by looking at the article. Okay, look at the article for more ideas. When you have finished, swap and compare your paragraphs with your friends or anyone. Okay, and try to answer these questions. Imagine you have been asked to write a paragraph for a tourist brochure describing a typical street in your town or city. In pairs, discuss these questions. Who is going to read what you write? What do you think, or who will read the brochure? Sure. Who will read the brochure? Local people of your city, or young people, or tourists. What do you think? Tourists who will read these brochures. What style of writing are you going to use? A very formal style, or an informative style, or an academic style? What you should use? I think you should use an informal style to attract the tourist. Okay? To attract the tourist, use informative style. B, make notes to answer these questions. Try to make notes to help you to answer and to guide you to write. Okay? What might you see? What might people be doing? What kinds of building might you find? What did the area used to be like? How might you feel looking at the street scene? Okay? Try to read the article and try to answer the question and try to imitate the article and try to write one paragraph about any place or any city. Your homework will be, inshallah, page 44 and 45. Your homework will be page 44 and 45 from the workbook. Okay? Please try to answer the homework and try to complete your lesson to follow up. That's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you and see you soon, inshallah.